Hello and welcome. I am showing you a Fremen gameplay. It is month 12, day 8 of the first year, and I have already defeated the smugglers and the Harkonnens, and I am on my way to deal with the Atreides and Arakeen. Arakeen was already damaged slightly with previous engagements, but I wanted to kind of show you this strategy with the Fremen if you're having difficulty killing bases. So obviously I have a pretty strong economy going on here. I've got 5 spice fields working, plenty of resources up here. My plasticrete's maxed, my manpower is maxed. I'm doing well on that end. So how do we get to this? I'm a firm believer, if we open up the tech tree here, that some of your most important techs to get in the beginning of the game are your economy. It's no real news to any person with the RTS background. You got to set up your economy before you can make the big plays. So what I normally go for first is composite materials. Now you can throw in local dialect studies early on to help you, since you're going to be expanding quickly. Helps with the authority, just a nice little 50% boost. But if you get this, then immediately go back and get structured warehouses, Arrakis secrets, and spice market. So what this does is it gives you more crew that you can assign to your harvesting tents. Now more crew means more spice means more money. More money means more troops, and since most of our buildings are done through plasticrete, then we don't really have to worry about that. But after you get, I would say, those 4 in the economy tree, and then this local dialect studies, then head over here and start getting your military tech. I went and got defense systems, but that's not really necessary. Gives you an extra militia slot and a battery, but those don't really play too much into this strategy. But you just want to go down, and you're basically wanting to get your Fedaykin as fast as possible, and also just as many command points as you can get. So once you and you're like, okay, well, these are some pretty deep into the trees. Like, how are you getting these researchers so fast? Well, as you see, I only have 12 knowledge, which really isn't that much. You can get a little bit more, but the key here, the key building, which I usually build first as the Fremen, is the bazaar. So I always put it in a single slot here, and that counts as an economy, military, and statecraft for the purpose of district bonuses, and it applies those bonuses again. So as you can see here, I've got double speeds on my developments. So I've got 40%, 40%, 40%. And then the next building I always buy first is the research center. Plus 3 knowledge, plus 30% to your knowledge, and the last one is not a big deal. I mean, you can get those research hubs, but I think I really buy any. I might have a couple here and there, but honestly, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I've gotten all these research. Like, this is pretty much all you need, and I'm still in the first year of the game. Like, I mean, granted, it is December, but like, that's pretty good for what this strategy does. So your first thing you want to do is find whatever enemy's closest to you, and you kind of naturally work towards them. And then you're going to build a base of operations. I don't think I had to do it with the smugglers. I think I was able to just kind of steamroll over them. But what you could do is you could choose one of this location or this location, and then you could build some missile silos or missile batteries here. But the main important thing is the military base, because that gives your troops a 20% power to attack, and then just boom. And my army mainly consists of Fedaykin and the skirmishers. So Fedaykin get stronger the more people who attack them, so you kind of want them as your obvious frontline unit, and then the skirmishers are there to blow up the armor. I do have one Hireg. It's for he doesn't do much damage. He's really not that great. But the main thing that you use him for is setting up camp. So as you can see right here, I've got the camp set up, and all my guys are invisible, and they're kind of all T-posing there. It's funny, I just noticed that. They're gaining 30 supply per day and a 30% health regeneration per day. So now, as you can see, I am posted up outside of Arakeen, and you're like, well, how did you get to Arakeen? Well, when you go as the Fremen, you get these thumpers. As you can see, I've got 0 out of 3 because I've been riding the worm. So I would have gone probably here. I don't know the full range of it, but ideally, actually, I probably was like over in this area. And then you thumper over to outside of Carthage. And I think I was in this zone here, and then, or I might have been in this one. Actually, yes, it was this one here. Set up the same kind of thing, you know, the missile batteries, the military base, and once those are ready, you make your strike on Carthage. Now, it's kind of annoying because Carthage had this place, and they had the airfield research. I'll go over there and show you what that does. You don't get it as the Fremen. Normally it's right here, and what that does is it increases their missile battery range. And so I had like missile battery here, missile battery for here hitting me, and then of course Carthage, has its own missile battery. So I tried to, I think, cause a rebellion over here, and then I think I even went and knocked out the missile batteries here, and then finally took out Carthage. And then since I was pretty much done with this place and it was out of my real range to protect it, I went ahead and abandoned the settlement. You can do that by just going here and abandoning your village. But then I rode the worm from here down to Arakeen, and then doing the same thing over here. So I've got the military base almost completed, and the missile batteries in place. Now they've actually got some troops here, so oh, and one of the things I forgot to mention is also using defense sabotage. Now I've got it queued up here. This is a great ability if you're going to be trying to do domination through destroying the opponent's HQ. It's almost a must take. So their base gets weaker by 50%, and your troops do 50% more damage. Now there's a strat you can do to basically wait till your demo teams have taken down all the armor. That way your troops are doing the full amount of damage you can, and then you pop that on there so they're really popping. The also important one is supply drop. Keeps your units healthy while they're fighting, because the enemy is going to be continually spawning troops. I would try to tank some with some of the Fudaiken on the side, and let your skirmishers just sit in the back and nuke it down. Other techs that are good, I mean, you could go with poison the reserves or gear sabotage, but honestly, supply drop and defense sabotage are the most important ones. Keeps you healthy and makes them take more damage here. This is a reloaded save. I've already done all this, so I'm not going to do it again, but that is how you do it. A quick recap is econ tree first, grab that one for the authority, and then start working on your military tech, and you will literally dominate the enemy. I've had a previous game where I was playing the Fremen. I think this one is on insane difficulty, if I remember. I was trying to get the last achievements. I'm not sure if there's a way for me to tell what the difficulty is set at currently, but I'm pretty sure this is insane. But I was on medium. Sorry, I got distracted. On medium, I beat the game on the 9th month. It was probably like the 4th or 5th day, something like that. I was on day 1 is where I have the screenshot. Is when I'm headed over to kill the last base, Carthage. So a little time to actually set up the forward operating base and then kill them out. So definitely a fast way to play. It is the fastest way to win, and that's for sure. I've done every other method: assassination, hegemony, and governorship, and this is by far the fastest. I've only done this with the Fremen because I find it to be the easiest, because of the thumpers really gets you around. But I suppose you could do the same method with other people as long as you can actually get them over there. You might have to string out some of your bases a little bit longer due to supply issues. I guess you could use supply drops to get them there, but So it's a little something I wanted to share with you guys. Thanks. Have a good one.